Debt recycling is one of the best tax strategies for Australians with a mortgage. It can save you tens of thousands of dollars, but it can also be quite confusing. Today I'll go over who's it for, what it is, and how it works. To start with, debt recycling is for people who have a mortgage on their home and have funds to invest and want to invest them into shares or into an investment property. So what is debt recycling? Debt recycling is a strategy to turn your non-deductible debt into deductible debt. Or in simpler terms, it's a way of saving tax on your home loan if you're investing. If you've ever Googled debt recycling, you've probably come across complex diagrams showing cash to non-deductible debt to deductible debt to income producing assets and dividends showing an ongoing cycle. Don't worry about that for a second because it can be a bit daunting. A better way to think about it is it just being the correct way of structuring your mortgage when you invest. To explain how it works, firstly I'll explain the wrong way. So without debt recycling, you just deposit that $100,000 into your share brokerage account and you've still got a $100,000 mortgage that you're paying interest on, but you're not getting a tax deduction for. Now, the correct way with debt recycling, but let's ignore the term debt recycling for a moment, is to pay down that $100,000 mortgage and then redraw that and then invest it into the share brokerage. So in both examples, you have the same amount of exposure to the share market being $100,000 and the same amount of debt being $100,000. The only difference is we've turned that bad debt into good debt, and now you're claiming the tax deduction on that. In this example, on $100,000, and let's assume an interest rate of, say, 6%, that's $6,000 each year of tax deductions. One common misconception with debt recycling is that it increases your overall debt load and you're taking on more risk. As you can see from this previous example, if you're planning to invest anyway, you have the same amount of debt, just good debt instead of bad debt in that example, and the same amount of investment exposure. So the only downside of debt recycling is the admin hassle, which can be annoying. So you might have to chat to your bank or broker and go through that process just to structure it correctly. Otherwise, it's a no-brainer. So if you have a mortgage on your home and you invest, or you will in the future, debt recycling is something to definitely consider. The earlier you start, the more tax you'll save. So if you're interested in debt recycling, there's 3 ways that I can help. Firstly, subscribe to my channel where I put out regular debt recycling and general finance content. Secondly, you can check out on my website dhhf.com.au my free debt recycling calculator where you can calculate how much tax you can potentially save. Or 3, you can check out my debt recycling masterclass. Here I go through debt recycling in a step-by-step way so you can do it without confusion and without making any mistakes. So that's debt recycling in a nutshell. It can be a little bit confusing to get your head around, so hopefully this video has been helpful. Please sing out at kyle@edvest.com.au if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.